Okay, so scattergun approach. So many practices come to us and they say, look, you know, nothing works for me. I have tried everything. You know, we've done social media for a week, we sent a blog post, we did a newsletter drop, okay, you know, I did an advert in the paper, nothing ever works for me. True? You've spoken to those practices. The secret to marketing is consistency. Okay? Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, you need to do it consistently, because if you are doing one of these and one of these and one of these and one of these, I absolutely guarantee it will not work. Okay? The scattergun approach will never work. Okay? You have to be consistent. Practice in Sydney that came to us, nothing works for us. We don't know what we're doing. Okay? They had a website that was built by an Indian company who'd gone out of business and they couldn't change it. And they had a change of staff and they had changes of services. They couldn't change anything. Okay? They were paying somebody to do some kind of SEO work, but they were getting no monthly reports. Pay-per-click, again, they weren't really sure of what they were paying for and they weren't sure about what reports they were getting. Again, classic example, scattergun approach. Do you think this was going to work? Okay, there was no plan. They weren't tracking, they weren't measuring, they had no strategy, they didn't know what they were trying to achieve. They were just doing lots of stuff and feeling really busy. Okay, it's not going to work. Okay, do half of it. So it takes 6 to 11 times for a message to get through to your patient, or a marketing message to get through to anybody. So think about your day here. Who here came in the car and was listening to the radio? Tram? Who here has been on social media? Who here has read a newspaper? Who here has seen a billboard? Who here has been on the, you know, how many, think about how many pieces of marketing you've seen today. Thousands. Okay, every day. So think about your tiny little piece of marketing. Okay, I tried it once, it didn't work. Why do you think it didn't work? Because your patients are being bombarded with marketing messages. True? Everywhere they're being saturated. So if you're thinking nothing is working for me, there's probably a reason, because you're not doing it consistently. Okay? 6 to 11 times. I read an article this week that said the same thing about communicating with your team. They need to hear things 7 times. Yeah? Think about it. Okay? It's true. The stats are there. Okay? Messages. We are bombarded with information. Okay? 6 to 11 times. So going back to my little clip art gallery, think about the ways that you are communicating with your patients. Okay? The message needs to get through. Classic is practices that have started online booking, but nobody's booking. It's like, well, have you told people? Well, we put something up in the reception area. It's like 6 to 11 times. Whatever you're doing, you've got to communicate. Okay? You started doing teeth whitening 6 to 11 times. If you've got a new associate, if you've got a hygienist that you're bringing in, okay? 6 to 11 times for the message to land. Okay? Scattergun approach, trying one thing, then another, will never work. You know, you've got to be consistent. When it comes to your marketing, you need to think about it. You've got to be strategic. You've got to think, okay, what am I going to do this month, next 6 months? Ideal world, what am I going to do for the next 12 months? Okay, who here is planning for the next 12 months for their practice? Great. Who here is thinking about how they're going to market their practice for the next 12 months? Great. How are you going to communicate with your existing patients? How are you going to get new patients? So patient retention. I've talked about it costing 5 to 10 times more to retain to get a new patient into your practice than it does to retain an existing patient. Okay, so patient retention is critical. The surveys actually show that patients leave due to lack of communication, perceived lack of communication. Communication with your existing patients is critical. And a funny postcard once every 6 months can no longer cut it. Okay? So things that are very easy, okay, to have consistency in and to have a plan, to have it automated, email newsletters and social media. The reason we like these is because you can set them up, you can plan in advance, you can have it all happening over your year. You can go, right, done, tick. Okay, consistent, patient communication. Who here is doing email newsletters for their practice? Great. On a regular basis? Brilliant. Who here is on social media? Who's here consistently on social media, strategically on social media? Great. So very quickly, email communication. Why we love it is because it's actually one of the most proven and cost-effective ways to market your practice. Okay, you've got a patient base. You know who your patients are. You can get their email addresses by asking. Okay? So you don't have to try and find out who your patients are. You already know, and you can ask their permission to send them marketing communication. We believe it's an essential way of marketing to your existing patients. The reason we like it is because it builds that relationship. Okay, you are talking, you are communicating to your patients on a regular basis. So I know that some of you are probably sitting there going, seriously? Who here is going to read an email newsletter from a dental practice? True? Come on, I know you're always there. Yeah, okay? The people that read these newsletters are the people that know they need to come back in. Okay? It's a touch point. Okay? It's a very gentle touch point. You've asked your patients if they would like to receive email newsletters. So you asked their permission. So they said yes, so they're open to this. Okay? The people that know that they've got a 6-monthly check due and they've had the postcard and they might have the SMS, lo and behold, they've got an email and they go, oh God, I need to do it. They'll respond and book in. Is this what you're seeing from your email newsletters? That people are responding to the email? Classic example of a practice that had started doing implants, and we did campaigns within the newsletters on that. I phoned him up. He'd been running with the newsletters a couple of months, principal, and I said, how's it going? And he said, amazingly. Guy came in this morning and he said, thank you so much for sending me the email about why I needed to come back and get my implant. I had no idea. So the guy in the chair thought that the dentist had personally written this email about why he needed to come back in. So just based on one implant, it probably paid for his year's email newsletters. It's critical, okay? People will read your email newsletters, believe me. The great thing, another great thing about email newsletters is you actually get to see who's opened. You get to see who's clicked. So who here is doing newspaper ads or flyer drops or radio? Do you know who heard it or saw your advert? Do you know in the newspaper who opened page 34 and happened to look? You've got no idea. You get instant results from your email newsletters. You can see who's opened, who's clicked. And what we're seeing is between 20 to 30% of patients are opening email newsletters. Is this the stats that you're seeing with your emails? And clicks to 3 to 5%. So you might be thinking, oh, 20 to 30%, that's not really that high. This is actually the practice that I was talking about that had the implant. So we've been doing their newsletters for a couple of years. You know, it's a little practice. They've got a database of 916 patients. Okay? Anybody else probably got that number of patients or that number of email newsletters? This particular email newsletter was opened by 453 people. Opened. Okay? 81 people clicked on something in that newsletter. So 81 patients clicked to read more, clicked to book, clicked to call. 81 patients. And this is happening every single month. So who here wouldn't love 81 patients to do something every month, to phone, to read more? Okay, this is why it's an absolute basics for practice, to retain your existing patients. Social media, 16 million Facebook users in Australia. Insane, okay? You need to be where your patients are. If you're going to be consistent, why don't you just be consistent where they are? True? So, show of hands again, how many practices are on social media here? Okay, half the room. Okay, show of hands, who here personally is on social media? Pretty much all the room. Okay, who here personally has been on social media today? Most of the room? Who here has been on multiple times today? Yeah, it's the truth. Okay, so social media is a great way to be consistent. Remember touch points? If you are active on social media and new patients are checking out social media, what do you think they'll see when they check you out? Hopefully something informative, something that adds something about your beliefs, your culture. Okay? It's another way to be consistent. So people are buying for people. I've talked about this. You know, I know it's weird, but your patients and your potential patients want to know about you and your practice. True? Weird, but true. Okay? They want to know what you stand for. They want to know what you care about. Okay? Because this is what they expect from businesses now. And I'm guessing that some of you are sitting there going, do you know what? I didn't go into dentistry to do social media. Okay? But it's how businesses are run now and marketed now. Okay? I used to say, you know, think about it, see whether it's right for you and your practice. I still say, think about it. Seriously. Okay? You know, they want to see the human side of you. They want to see what you do when you're relaxed. So some tips, and I will zoom through a few tips before the break, and then we can talk all things social or all things reviews in the break. But you need to create content that's shareable. Okay? Social media is visual, so create visual images. Think about social media as a dinner party conversation. Has anybody heard this before? Okay. If what you're talking about at a dinner party is okay, it's okay on social media. Okay. So let's just say that you go to a dinner party and you say me, I, me, I. How long do you think people will stay and talk to you? Not long, they'll go, oh, I just need to go. Okay, social media, should you be going me, I, me? No? But should you have a little bit of me in there? And a little bit of story, and this is what I care about, and this is what we're doing, and did you know? Yeah, a little bit of information, education. Should be a mix, shouldn't it? Conversation. Okay, guys, you're all in dentistry. When you go to a dinner party, do you say, look at this procedure. Look, I've even got a video. You laugh, okay? Is it okay at a dinner party? No. Unless your target market, okay, is other dentists. So if you are a specialist, okay, and your target market are other dentists and they want to see procedural photos, it's not okay on social media. Please. Okay. So I'll just zoom through a few images just to kind of give you some ideas, because people say, look, I don't know what to post. Can you just give me some ideas? So here's some ideas. Now, talk about what makes you different. We've talked about this. Okay. What do you do in your practice that no other practices do? Hot towels. Okay. Noise cancelling earphones. Okay. What makes you different? Open day. Promotions. What are you doing that makes you different? You know, what do you believe in? Okay? These are some images for practices that we're working with. They're branded, but it's what makes them different. What do they believe in? Community. So I know you guys are in the community. You're working in the community. You probably care about the community, and you're probably helping the community. So start talking about it. Practice here, every year they go to Nepal. Practice here, they raise money in November. Okay, every practice is different. Talk about what you are doing. You need to appeal to your target market. Okay, so going back to your ideal patient, you need to think about what they care about. There's practice on the left. There's the break. See if I can stop it. LGTBI, okay, gay community. That is their target market. They did a huge amount in Mardi Gras. Okay. There's practice here on a regular basis. They have, this is the principal, he is the tooth elf and the tooth fairy. Okay, you need to appeal, you need to talk to your target market. Yeah, and just for fun. Christmas. Yeah, and just for fun. Christmas. This one I love. You know, just for fun. The number of comments we got on this post. Okay? Showing your practice relaxed. And you need to send traffic back to your website because, okay, social is good, but you also need to inform and you need to ask them to do things, true? Okay? Practice there as a preferred provider. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, you know, talk about what makes you different. You need to tell people if you are a preferred provider. Okay? You need to tell people if you have financing options. There's no point in having these things on your website if nobody's looking at it. So send traffic back from your social media. So, marketing needs to be consistent. Thought, strategy, consistent implementation because your brand is built over time. So plan in advance, okay? Your email newsletters, do them once a month, work it out, break it down, have a strategy, write the articles, okay? Schedule it and done. Is that how you guys are doing it? In advance? Great. Social media, in advance. So did you know that you can actually just develop a formula for your social media practice? That you can say, okay, on a Monday we will always post something about the community. On a Tuesday we will always post a team photo. On a Wednesday we will always post a link back to our website. Do you see? You can sit down and you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or if you can't manage that, a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. Do you think you could write or think of 13 things to do for the next quarter for a Monday? 13 things on what do we do in the community? 13 things, what makes us different? 13 things, what do we believe in? Do you think that's possible? So there should be no excuse to say, I don't know what to put on social media, because you can just plan. Okay? A bit of planning, a bit of strategy.
And
Is that art? So think about it, plan it. Time for a break, guys. Happy to answer any questions now about Scattergun, consistency, email newsletter, social media, or you can all rush for the cakes.